Hello, 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 Danny.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
I'm pretty good.
Oh, man. Oh, 2 weeks in a row of getting recordings. Oh, feels good. Feels good to be back in the saddle. Oh, like I am. Other than the fact that I am still jobless, moving in with Siren has actually been like a huge blessing. Um, but like, it feels really good to get back into doing the podcast. I'm not gonna lie. Now I just need to fix my streaming schedule. Cause that is all kinds of levels of fucked right now. It's past the 30-second mark. I can say that. Also, I'm not monetized anyway, so what does it matter? Yeah. So, how was your week, Danny?
Uh, pretty slow until probably yesterday.
Okay. All right. You got anything planned for this coming week?
More streams. That's basically it.
What are you going to be streaming this week?
Let's see. I'm gonna be watching along as one of my friends plays Pikmin.
Okay. OG.
Uh, actually, let's see if I can remember the name of it. I want to say it's Pikmin Plus.
I don't know that one.
It's one of the ROM hacks where they redid all of Pikmin 1 and Pikmin 2's engine.
Okay. All right. That's kind of exciting.
Pretty neat.
Yeah, that's fun. That's fun. All right. Well, let's just go ahead and because I know that you have. How many topics did you say you had? You had like one, maybe, maybe two.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have a chunky one.
Yeah. Well, did we really get that much information about it? Well, you know what?
The
We'll just go right into it then. What do you got for him? What do you got for me, Danny?
so uh for the marathon reveal stream, it was 3 hours long.
Brother, what the hell?
Yeah,
Three
they came out
hours?
they came out swinging for this game, which I kind of I've mentioned this in like a post or two about it. I kind of respect the fact that they have fully embraced it. Like, hey, this is an extraction shooter. It's not going to be for everybody. You like extraction shooters, you're probably going to like this game. You like Bungie's gunplay, you're probably also going to like this game.
Okay.
Uh, uh, they released like 3 trailers during the reveal. So they had the cinematic, which covers a little bit about what's going on in the world, because this version of Marathon takes place several years after the original game.
So what exactly is marathon? Like, what is it? What is it based on?
So basically, Marathon's universe is, if I'm remembering correctly, we've colonized Mars, and Earth and Mars have kind of been like. There's been like a lot of growth, and it becomes this dystopian future, kind of ruled by factions. Surprise, surprise. And they've essentially made this. There's other things that take place in the mainline story, but this is what's going on in the extraction shooter. The factions have kind of been preying on people's debts to recruit what they call runners. Once you sign a contract with a faction to become a runner, you basically offer up your consciousness to be uploaded into shells in exchange for wiping your debt. You know, good run of the mill dystopian hyper capitalist future.
Okay, yeah, I'm taking a look. I'm just looking at the Wikipedia page for it, just getting like a general idea. Um, I
Marathon's kind of wild.
yeah, I didn't realize that Bungie made Marathon before Halo,
Yeah, this is like their origin kind of.
which is crazy
They
because I
also
never heard of the OG Marathon.
so also fun fact uh about Marathon, if you appreciate being able to turn your reticle left and right with the right stick, you can thank Marathon. Like, well,
Oh,
they added the extra axis for aiming.
no
So Marathon
shit.
was the first game to actually do that.
Huh.
So
So
all FPS games,
Bungie revolutionized FPS.
yeah, they added the extra axis, which really changed how FPS games could be played.
Yeah.
So
So
like,
yeah. Oh, sorry. Go on.
it's like Marathon has a deep history for FPS.
There you go. And this is basically just a reboot slash continuation of the original.
Essentially, like they're expanding on it, and they're doing kind of what Bungie does best with the storytelling with it. It will be in the world and in like little lore books and stuff hidden in the maps.
This almost seems a lot like. This is weird. It looks like the way that I'm reading it here. It seems a lot like Hunt Showdown.
Yes, it the style of extraction shooter that I believe they're going with Marathon is going to be much more like Hunt Showdown. And from people that have gotten to play the earlier version of the game, since the embargo lifted after the stream, they were told by the team working on the game that the AI enemies that they fought during their test games were actually toned down from what they originally were, and they said they are kind of intimidating.
Okay.
So I am intrigued to see how it shapes up because that was a very early build that those players got to experience. And what they showed off during the reveal stream, there was an actual pretty decent amount of customization, which is interesting. All of it cosmetic.
Well, because you don't have different
However,
characters, right? You just have
yep.
your character. So I guess they're making up for the fact that you don't play as like class style characters,
Oh,
and
the
and in response to that, they're like, all right, well, we're gonna make you super. You're gonna be able to make your characters look super unique.
yeah, they will have once they will have classes. There will be 6 classes when the game releases, I believe, is what they said. But each one will be exactly the same. Each one of those classes will have their own like preset skills and things that they can interact with on the map specifically. So
Okay.
you can actually use like there is another element to it of do I take out this team who has this character that can open these doors or do I wait for them to open the doors first? Because the loot you get per round and extract with will count towards your progress.
I mean, makes sense.
And they did also, I believe, confirm that with each season, much like how Tarkov does it, your items will be wiped. So everyone will start fresh at the beginning of each season.
Hmm. So wait,
But
so
another,
if you pick up weapons, do you get to keep them, and then if you die, you lose them?
this is the interesting part with this system. Weapons can be picked up a certain number of times before they degrade.
Okay.
So the system that they have in place to keep things fresh is if you pick up a gun, and well, let's say if one person picks up a gun, they die. Somebody picks up that gun, they die, and then somebody else picks it up. That gun would disintegrate, so you just get the money value of the gun.
Okay.
It's like it can only be looted a certain number of times.
Okay, that's interesting.
I want to see more of how they plan on making these systems work because that's the only thing that I've noticed really that's majorly different from other extraction shooters aside from the abilities.
Yeah, but also like we have Apex. Like, I
Yeah,
mean, because
I
when you
will say
really
though,
think about
like,
it, most. I mean, when you really break it down, what are most battle royales but just extraction shooters? But instead of getting on the helicopter, you just need to survive.
yeah,
Like when you really
I
break it down, that's basically what most battle royales are.
yeah. The one thing that I am intrigued with is because this is being made by Bungie, it's gonna have their gunplay.
And we know that Bungie's gunplay, if, despite the fact that Bungie has made a lot of mistakes in the past, if there's one thing that you can say, Bungie's gunplay and Bungie's soundtrack has always been bangers.
It's pretty good. I also like the fact that they went with a very hyper stylized look for this game.
It's very like cyberpunk style.
Yeah, like it's you're not gonna confuse it for Destiny. It does not have that same. It does not have that look,
Yeah.
and I'm really intrigued because they also had mentioned when the game launches, there's going to be faction contracts, and you can even go into games with no loadout or have a faction sponsor you a random loadout.
Huh. That's kind of dope.
So very similar to Hunt, which I like Hunt. I think Hunt has like a really solid extraction shooter base, and another game kind of in the similar vein, but way heavier into the sci-fi could be interesting.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's kind of interesting the fact that like you wouldn't actually have to take the guns that you managed to loot. Like you could just
Yeah,
go in with no loot and just be like, "All right, this random faction, fuck it, they're offering me guns this round. Cool, I'm gonna take that."
yeah,
I would also
and
like to
like
see if different factions would be willing to give you specific bonuses, like like specific gear that's only available through a sponsorship.
there might be, because like I would imagine there probably will be,
Because you said
but
there's what, six factions?
yes, there is Cyberacne, Arachne, Sekaguchi, Mida, Traxxas, and New Cal.
They all sound like fucking Borderlands gun manufacturers.
So Mida should sound a little familiar.
Yeah, such as the Mida Multi Tool.
Yep, which is a reference to Marathon.
That's wow. I never thought about that. That actually kind of makes a lot of sense.
Because Mida is essentially like the rebellious faction. They kind of exist to create problems in the system,
Okay.
if I'm remembering correctly. And it's very interesting because each one of the factions, I believe, is also going to offer contracts periodically, which will give rewards. Uh, but currently, I believe the plan with launch is to have 4 maps to start with,
Okay.
which is for an extraction shooter is not too bad.
Yeah, because I mean, Hunt Showdown, I think for the most part, really only has
It's
like,
like 2.
yeah.
I think
Now,
it's 2
granted,
or 3.
their maps are fucking massive. Like the Hunt
Now,
Showdown maps are absolutely huge because it's big player lobbies.
oh yeah. Now, Hunt also has the thing where it is a game that has PvP elements, but because of how big the maps are, chances are you might not even run into other players.
Yeah. So whereas Marathon's maps are going to be a lot smaller because it's designed for PvP. I mean, like let's be real. Bungie's PvP, excluding the abilities in Destiny, because people will always bitch about that.
Yeah.
Hunters. um. Like Bungie's PvP has always been like one of its stronger points. I mean, a great example is who doesn't love fucking Halo PvP? Like 1, 2, and 3 bangers. Reach banger, right? Like the
Yep.
gunplay in Destiny, right? Well, like the gunplay in Destiny, if
Like,
there was no abilities, it's still good. Like it still
yeah.
feels good, right? Like it's nice to see them kind of return back to their roots here and go back to their OG series, which is kind of dope.
Yeah.
Like
They
they're giving themselves an homage, which I think is hysterical.
Yeah, it's like I know there's a lot of marathon faithfuls that are not happy with this being an extraction shooter, and I can get it because marathon's lore is kind of sick. It
What was the
also
original?
like the original was a Doom like.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
Okay.
the original game is kind of like it's actually, if I remember correctly, I think it's actually like free on Steam because
Huh.
they like released it again
I mean, that makes
so people
sense.
could play it.
And at least get, like learn the story and shit.
Yeah, because like there's a lot of stuff in Marathon. They went like Marathon is where Bungie's like lore beginnings started. They went hard on that game.
Now, just imagine Marathon, Destiny, and Halo are actually all the same universe.
Well, I mean, there are some theories that at the very least Marathon and Destiny could be in alternate versions of the same universe.
Well, I mean, when you really think about it, like, so, because think about it, right? Because Marathon is all about cybernetic, right? It's all about
Yeah,
enhancements. So it could be either a prequel or a sequel to Halo, and the Covenant and whatnot. And
yeah,
Destiny is way, 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 way down the line of shit changed slash alternate universe of like that could that could work. See, I would actually think that Marathon is actually closer related to Halo than it is to Destiny, because Destiny is
yeah,
pretty fucking unique for a game.
yeah. Destiny is like fantasy sci-fi.
Yeah, this is just straight up sci-fi.
Yeah, this is full on like corporate overlord future hellscape kind of.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else did they have it? Because the other thing that they did show is there will be like a lot of like weapon mods and whatnot that you can pick up as you progress through matches.
Mhm.
And I think you can take them off of guns and carry them over.
I would like to see them be able to do like what Tarkov does, which is have a safe box, so that way like
They
if
do.
you do have a safe box. That is
They
I'm a very
Yep.
big fan of that.
Yep, they do have the save box between rounds, so you do have a place to store some loot.
That is really nice. And I'm noticing here that it's actually releasing this year.
Yes, that was something that shocked everybody. Like it's coming out, I believe in September.
September 23rd. That is the planned release for
Yeah, like
the PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC with full crossplay and cross save support planned.
yeah,
That's pretty fucking impressive. I mean, then again, also,
like
this is also Bungie, who was definitely
they
one
got
of
it
the
with
first.
Destiny.
I mean, they were one of the first people to start doing crossplays.
Yeah, like when they were essentially like told no after uh D1, they just made their own servers for D2. Like they handled it internally so they wouldn't have to go to the different consoles and get verification for it. They just did it.
Hey, when you want to fucking make games, you want to fucking make games. I don't blame them.
Yeah. And having that framework already, it's kind of like a no-brainer to do that for Marathon.
Yeah, I mean, you can literally just use the same style engine and then just copy and paste what you want into it and then fix shit later.
Yeah. And when you think about it, I don't think the other extraction shooters are fully crossplay.
Yeah, because
Because
Hunt
Hunt,
Showdown, I think Hunt Showdown's only on PC, right? Because there's Hunt Showdown.
yeah,
Tarkov is.
only PC, I think.
Oh, I thought they had an Xbox port. Hold on. Escape
I can't remember if they ever released it on console or not.
one.
Because I know it's like the hardcore extraction shooter, and Marathon definitely seems to be more for a more casual player base, but still has like a high skill ceiling.
Yeah, no, Escape from Tarkov is only on PC. Well, and I remember there's another. I remember Pierte getting me into.
Vigor?
Yeah, yeah, Vigor was kind of cool, but how do I put this? It was not fleshed out well,
Yeah.
and
I
after
had
about
heard
two
like it.
weeks, I completely lost interest.
Yeah, I had heard that it didn't really have like a whole lot of substance.
Yeah, I mean the nice part about it was free.
Yeah,
So it was. I don't feel bad about it. Like I'm cool with it. But
yeah,
on the other hand, it wasn't a game that I really enjoyed. Like after, because I played with Pierte and then eventually Pierte dropped it, and then I tried playing by myself, and I'm like, this is fucking terrible. This is terrible solo. So yeah, and I mean, and I feel like that's most extraction shooters in a nutshell. Is I feel like if you're a solo player, extraction shooters are just not meant for you. Like
oh
you
yeah,
may love the series, like you may love the genre of games, but if you don't have buddies to play with, it's just not going to be a fun time because now you're matching up with randos, and that's never good.
yeah. It's just like battle royales.
Yeah,
Like
it's the exact same concept. Battle royales, bro. Your teammates could be absolute dog water.
yeah, like it's something you're primarily just gonna play with friends, and if the friends aren't playing it, you're probably not gonna.
Yeah, I mean it is nice to see, and it is also, and I notice here. Now, granted, this is on the Wikipedia page, so I take it with a grain of salt. But they did stay here. Ziegler did say that they believe that Destiny 2 has a future, and that the team is working on it. Has been working really hard to understand what players' needs are. But if you like Destiny and you happen to like a lot of PvP sandbox experiences, and those are other games that you play, then we think that the marathon could be something very exciting for you. And I think that's kind of interesting in the fact that they're going to be working simultaneously on both Marathon and D2 because D2 just finished
Yes,
Final Shape. Like,
yep.
didn't they
They
just finish the last season?
yes, the last season is currently up, and there's one more event before Frontiers launch, which another surprise coming from Bungie is not delayed.
That is actually kind of a W. Bungie on their
They are
shit right now.
holding their yeah, they're holding their original summer release date for Frontiers.
And Frontiers is basically just them is the Guardians basically expanding through the universe now, right?
Yep, which we'll get the setup for in like I believe the beginning of next month with Rite of the Nine.
The Return of the Nine is kind of fun.
Yeah, they are bringing back some of the older dungeons, refreshing their loot, and also adding 3 difficulty modes for the event.
That's interesting. I mean, well, and here's the problem that I had is that at some point, I very much just lost interest in D2. Like, I wanted to play Final Shape, I just didn't have the $60 to drop on it. And
Yeah,
it, now that I've stopped playing D2, I'm like, I don't want to play it anymore.
that's why I'm excited for Frontiers because they're switching to two smaller expansions, more so like the size of like Rise of Iron, which I'm like, okay, that's solid. I'd rather take the smaller expansions and have the dungeon slash raid included in that instead of having to get a key separate and the seasons be free.
Yeah,
Like I'll take that trade off. A smaller expansion, something that's more digestible for players.
yeah. Because, I mean, just. Oh my god, there's only so much that I could play for D2 before I lost my mind, and I was just like, there's so much shit to grind for, and I don't have the time and the patience for it. Especially
Yeah.
even while I was still working at the Axe Bar. Like, I was just like, I'm gaming on the side, I'm playing 3 other games. I don't have time to grind all these guns. I'll do the missions that I want and do my dailies, but that's really all I give a shit about.
Yeah, it's like I am very happy with the things that they've been talking about, and I hope that in the next like week or two they start talking about that expansion. Since Marathon's 3 hour long reveal stream has happened, which one thing they are two separate teams within Bungie.
Which is interesting.
Like I I know a few of the people working on Marathon and hearing from them saying that they are very happy with the team they're working with and they're very excited to have people get their hands on the game, I feel is a very good sign for it.
Yeah, no, I completely understand that. I mean, here's my thing. I will believe it when I don't see layoffs in a year from now from Bungie.
Yeah, like I think they have probably finally hit the stopping point for that
God, I hope
because
so.
they lost a lot of people.
They lost a lot of
But
people. Yeah, no.
a little while back, uh the the guy that was like the lead of designing the exotics and the weapon sandbox lead, Chris Proctor, he got moved to the Horizon team. So he's heading a project for them now.
That's interesting.
That is not a studio I was expecting.
Yeah.
But let's see, what else was it that they had for this? Because they had something else. They also plan to have ranked at some point for Marathon.
I guess I've never been a ranked guy, so I
No,
anytime I hear
I
ranked, I'm like, cool, sweat lords, man. That's
haven't been either. But I am intrigued by the mention of the maps that they have. Because the one that they showed off was called Dire Marsh, I believe. It's a big, more so open map out in a marsh. They also have another one similar to it called Perimeter, which I believe is just in a forest. Then they have a map set in a ship, in one of the spaceships,
okay.
which interests me quite a bit. Lots of tight corridors, probably. Enclosed spaces, probably a smaller map. Would be very interesting. Because it's not something that I think has been done too much with extraction shooters.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's really been done for battle royales.
Yeah, no, that's kind of interesting. Well, and I mean, this is here's the thing. This is Bungie we're talking about.
Yeah,
They already have the experience of making small corridor maps.
they really do.
Like, literally all of the Halo 1 maps other than Gulch. Like,
Yeah,
those, I mean, they're iconic for a reason.
that's true.
But, I mean,
And
I'm excited. I hope that we get more information, but, and we'll also
yeah,
see what's going on with D2 as well.
yeah. In like the coming months, there's gonna be some play tests for Marathon. Like they have the closed alpha with a full NDA, by the way,
Oh,
for NA only going on next week, I believe.
it's kind of interesting.
So the first closed alpha applicants will be getting their downloads relatively soon, probably,
Did you sign
and
up?
they won't be able to talk about it. Oh yeah, I signed up right after the stream,
There you go.
which let's see how quickly did this. Oh yeah, currently in the the publicly available Discord for it, there's like almost 3,200 people online right now.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, it filled up real fast after that stream, and I'm intrigued to see where it goes. The only thing that I was a little iffy on is the fact that they didn't list a price. However, in a dev interview, they said that it would not be a full priced game.
Uh, okay.
So, what that entails, I don't know. But if it's around like I said, it's probably going to be like 40. I could see it being like 40. If it's less than that, they'll sell like hotcakes. If it's
Yeah.
less than $40.
Yeah. I mean, this is Bungie we're talking about. They're world renowned for their games. Whether you love them or
Yeah,
hate them, like they're pretty renowned for their games and they're a pretty well-known studio.
like I've said to some people, they've kind of ruined me with gunplay because like after playing like some of the Bungie games and then playing other shooters, it's like, damn, they have to like have real good gunplay for me to feel something.
Well, yeah, and I mean, well, and also the quality of gunplay in other games has just gone down. Like, I mean, take the Call of
Yeah.
Duty series for example.
Oh, it's so bad.
After Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3 Zombies, very specifically, like the gunplay in all those in all the other Call of Duty games were just fucking garbage.
It's
they still
like,
feel bad because it's yay cool. It feels like every other Call of Duty, and then whenever they do something crazy, it's just like that didn't go well.
why?
Like not well at all. Like you went so
Like,
far off the deep end, it just looks bad.
I think with them, they switched their primary focus from the core game to just making everything look flashy.
Well, yeah, because everything's a cash grab.
And it's just once you get a hold of something that just feels good, it's like, why would I spend $60 for this when this like $20 to $40 game over here made by like a small indie devs like feels 10 times better?
Yeah, exactly.
It could probably run on a potato.
Yeah.
Like, I've been saying it for a while, but after the Switch 2 reveal, yeah, no, indie games are gonna blossom.
Yeah, which I actually I think we should go ahead and segue into the next topic if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Which is funnily enough about indie games. Um, so I don't know how much you know about this, but recently on April 10th was the Triple I Initiative. Um, and what the Triple I Initiative is, it's basically a bunch of indie game studios that come together and do their own like mini showcase. And it's sponsored by some pretty well-known companies. So the Triple I Initiative is all about like indie games that are up and coming in the market, sequels, new games, pretty cool. Some names that you'll recognize: uh, Unity,
Yep.
YouTube, IGN, Epic Games, GOG.com, GameSpot, Twitch, and the two major ones that I think a lot of people weren't expecting was Billy and Valve.
Valve, I can see.
Yeah,
Billy actually kind of surprises me.
yeah. But basically, and I took a look at the FAQ. So for those of you wondering, what does Triple I stand for? It doesn't really stand for anything. It just sounded cool to them. Um, that's literally what it is. They like when you go to the triple initiative, like if you go to Triple I Initiative and you go to their facts section, like it literally just says we don't know. It just sounded cool and we just came up with it. Um, but so this is super cool. So they did one last year, and then they just did one for 2025 for all the games that are going to be coming up the next year. And I need to read this out loud. Is what can I expect from this year's showcase? 37 game announcements are locked and loaded, including Enshrouded, X4, Foundations, and Deep Rock Galactic Rogue Core. Now, that's not it. There is a full list of all the studios involved, which is 11-bit, 91 Act, Amplitude, ASCII Soft, Cold Blood Incorporated, Digital Sun, EgoSoft, Fair Games, Fake Fish, Fun Day Games, Fun Selector, Ghost Ship Games, Keen Games, Mechanistry, Moon Eye Studios, Panic Arcade, Paper Cult, Pine Studio, Pixelated Milk, Ponkle, Screen Juice, Sigono, Slow Clap, Square Glade Games, my bad, Starward Industries, Stroka Games, Stubby Games, Stunlock Studios, Super Fantasy Games, Tobe Spur Games, Tokana Interactive, Trio Scaz, Unfrozen, Untitled Studio, Weappy Studio, and Weird Beluga Studio. Like, that's a ton of indie developers. And for those of you wondering, well, what was on last year's? Well, there were three games in particular that were pretty fucking big during last year's Triple I Initiative. That would be, actually, technically, there was no, there was actually several. There was because there was also big updates posted in these, including the December 23, 2024 Power World Faybreak update, which was a major update. But the games that were announced were Risk of Rain 2, Mouse PI for Hire, Brotato, Darkest Dungeon Kingdoms, and Slay the Spire 2. Those were all announced during the Triple I Initiative last year.
There's a lot of really good games in this list.
Yeah, and I mean, this is just the 2024 list. 2025, granted, there's not as many games that I know of, but there's Deep Rock Galactic, Rogue Core, right? The names that they posted as well. Um, there's also Deep Rock Galactic Survivor, Update 4, Mutators and New Biome, Morbid Metal, Enshrouded, Escape Simulator 2, uh, Over the Hill, Opus, Prism Peak. Uh, like, there's a ton of indie games here that I think is
Oh,
super cool.
that physics-based soccer game's also in there.
Oh, Rematch?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's actually kind of cool.
Yeah, and the best part that I really like is so when you go to Triple I Initiative specifically, you can go click on 2024 or 2025 and you can see all of the list of the games that were announced. If you click on one of the games, it will straight up just take you to the fucking Steam page for that game.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Yeah, and I think that's dope. Not only does it take you straight there, right? It's it takes you straight to the store, straight and lets you gives you all of the stuff of like coming soon to early access, wish list stuff. events and announcements. The main page for it, right? And
Yeah.
I think that is stupid fucking dope. Like I mean, it's what you and I would want from an indie shout out. And again, like
Yeah.
2024's 2024's Triple I initiative was a banger. I mean, holy fuck. Mouse PI for Hire is basically just Cuphead. It was Cuphead.
Like it's a Cuphead idea except FPS.
Yeah. Then there was the return of Brotato, which hadn't been done in a long time. Then we got Risk of Rain 2 and Slay the
Like its
Spire 2.
update.
I think the biggest one was Risk of Rain 2. I think people were most hyped for that. And then they saw Darkest Dungeon, Slay the Spire, and then they saw The Rogue, Prince of Persia.
There's so many things that just popped up in this. And like the best part about this is the first like quarter of the year. There's so many more indie games that will pop up probably midsummer to early fall.
Yeah, well, and again, it's the whole point of the Triple I initiative was the fact that it is basically their version of like an indie showcase, right? It's their version of like the EA showcase, or what is it called? E3?
Well, it used to be
Yeah,
until it died.
yeah, but no, like it's the indie version of basically an E3, right? All of the
Yeah,
indie
and
small indie studios basically get to be like, hey, this is our completed game. Please come take a look at it.
them having Valve there,
Is
like,
big.
because like Valve has been on fire.
Oh, abs. They've been. Valve has been. Oh, I forgot to mention the other one. There was IGN in that too.
Yeah,
Like, but yeah, no. Valve is. That's a pretty big fucking name that people trust,
Valve,
especially in the PC community.
just in like gaming in general, Valve has been the one that has stood up for uh consumers' rights when it comes to purchasing games.
Oh yeah,
And honestly, like PC's looking pretty good right now.
yeah. PC
PC's looking real good.
PC is cooking right now. Like, and I mean, we've talked about it in a podcast before, right? If you don't know what to buy, just go get a gaming laptop and go download Steam. You will
Yeah,
find a game you will enjoy. Like, fuck
they're
spending $600 on a fucking console that's going to get replaced in the next 4 to 5 years. Fuck that. Just get a desktop or a really good PC gaming laptop and
yeah,
game for the next 10 to 15 years on it.
like there are so many indie games that run on such old hardware right now, and they're really good games.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Like, there's some bangers in here that I'm thinking about taking a look at. One of them being Gestalt, Steam, and Cinder.
I have seen a little bit of that game. Like of the ones that they showed off, Kill Knight I know is pretty solid. Let's see the other ones. Gestalt I believe is also pretty solid. I've heard really good things about Dyson Sphere program. If you like games like that,
Yeah, I think Which one is Raven's Watch? Oh,
trying to remember.
I have to wait. This game may
Oh, I
contain
can
youth
look at it.
content not appropriate for all ages. Oh, I have to put in my birth date. The fuck?
Ah, okay, so it's another. It looks like very similar to like Hades, kind of. That
Ah,
looks
gotcha.
really neat.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I see this. All right. But yeah, I mean, it's well, and you and I have talked about this before. Is now is we are entering a new age of gaming, and that is AAA studios just giving up and just going for cash grabs. And so the hole that's been left in it is being eaten up by indie games, which is not a bad thing, right? It's
'Cause,
we need
like,
this. We need this
af-
after a decade to 2 decades of basically the gaming industry being just hard dominated by AAA studios. This is the change we needed.
and after all of the layoffs in the AAA industry, a lot of those devs went on to do their own projects or to work with smaller studios like this that were looking for more qualified devs.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and on top of that, like, is and especially now because I mean, a great example is the Switch 2. When they
Like,
said that games are gonna be $80 to $90, my brother in Christ, I'm not paying that.
like some of the top rated games that have come out like over this past year, the one thing that they all have in common, a majority of those games cost less than $30.
Yeah,
Like a game that came out of literal nowhere that kind of took at least the streaming and content creation side of things by storm, me side, which I believe was just made by two dudes. $15. And it's overwhelmingly positive with almost 100,000 reviews on Steam.
I was gonna say, look at fucking Balatro.
Yeah, Balatro was made by one guy.
Balatro was made by one dude and was up for nomination for Game of the fucking Year. Let that sink in. A game made by one fucking dude about playing cards, and it
Yeah,
was nominated for Game of the Year. Let that sink
it's
in for a
just
minute for those of you
it
watching on YouTube. Like, that's fucking nuts.
it shows the links that a good game can go.
Yeah. Like, and I think that a lot of the games that were listed in 2024 and in 2025 here on this triple, I initiative I think are going to be certified bangers. I mean, a great example is I think Slay the Spire 2 has a very high chance of winning Game of the Year. Because Slay the Spire 1 is arguably a fucking masterpiece of a game. Like, it's and to put it in perspective, okay, it is a game that does not require reflexes. It is a game that requires sometimes very minimal thought. It is a game that is aesthetically pleasing, that it can be memey as shit, and that's genuinely fun. To put in perspective all of this, okay? My mother, Mama Fox, started growing up playing D&D games, okay? And playing board games.
Yeah,
She does not play FPSs. It took 4 people to keep her alive in a single World of Tanks match playing Tier 2. Like, she does not play those games. She fell in love with Slay the Spire. That's how good Slay the Spire 1 was. Slay the
yeah,
Spire 2, when it drops, I guarantee you, is. Because I guarantee you, it's gonna be probably as much as Slay the Spire 1, which was 20 fucking dollars. And I guarantee you, it's going to be a certified banger. Because they also made it. Because they were also. Because I don't know how much YouTube, knows about this for those of you all watching. And Danny, I don't know if you know much about this. Slay the Spire 2's modding community is fucking massive.
oh yeah, no, like that's the other benefit to PC games.
Mods.
If a game is well beloved and has mod support of any kind, you have like infinite replayability. That's like, I mean, there's a reason why the original version of Skyrim was played and sold so many times on PC.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's fucking cracked. It's absolutely
Yeah.
cracked. When I mean, and again, like Risk of Rain 2. People have been asking for a fucking sequel for a hot minute.
Oh, like Risk of Rain 2 getting a DLC drop out of nowhere was crazy.
Oh,
Because
fuck
it'd
yeah.
been like years. And then they remastered the first game.
I mean, I wasn't expecting to see fucking Darkest Dungeon on here.
Yeah, I'm also like assuming that there was probably an update for Katana Zero too. Because Katana Zero's been out for a little bit.
Possibly. I mean, there's just there's so many good indie games, and I just
And
wanted to bring the AAA initiative to like, I just wanted to bring it to the forefront, especially because we are a fucking gaming podcast, and we have talked about this in the past. Is that we as gamers have lost faith in AAA studios because they've failed us time and time and time again by overcharging us for games, making garbage fucking games, and then not doing anything they ever promised.
yeah, like they have the problem of all of their decisions being overruled by boardrooms instead of letting the devs do what they do best.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, and here's my biggest issue is that I think certain studios didn't care to begin with whether what their what their boardroom said. A great
Yeah,
example I think is Call of Duty because in Call of Duty's main theme was always make money, make money. It just so happened that we had a golden age of Call of Duty games, right? We had Modern Warfare 1 and 2. We had World at War. Like the golden age of Call of Duty starts in Modern Warfare 1, okay? And then you immediately go into Treyarch's you go into to Treyarch's World at War. And then we immediately or no. Yeah, and then we immediately go back into Modern Warfare 2. Then we get hit with the fucking banger Black Ops 1 with crazy fucking zombies. And then we get hit with Black Ops 2 and then Black Ops 3 zombies. But if you'll notice, I went through all the Black Ops and I skipped over all of the new Warfare games. And that's because Modern Warfare 3 was not good. Like the campaign was good, but the multiplayer was buns. Infinite Warfare, garbage. Advanced
yeah,
Warfare, garbage. Black Ops 4 absolutely should never have been made. Cold War, mid. Stupidly mid. Like, we had a golden age for about 5 to 6 games of just banger after banger after banger after banger. And that was about a decade. That was about a decade and a half that we had. And then all of a sudden they said, yeah, we're just going to do this for the money now. And nobody fucking cares about it anymore. I mean, again, it's one of the reasons why people went to other games, right? Like, there's a
yeah,
reason why people left CS to go to Valorant, and then CS2 dropped, and they were like, "Oh, we're back. We're so back." Like,
yeah. It's like it's that fine balance of like don't fix what isn't broke, and okay, we need to update. It's Valve kind of has that like if something works, they don't touch it usually until they have to.
yeah, but in all fairness, for Valve, that's kind of what they do.
Yeah,
Like,
I
it's what
mean
they're known for.
like they haven't like touched TF2 in years, and it still has a player base.
Yeah, and arguably for good reason, because TF2 is actually a good fucking game. Like, yes, it's
The
memey as shit, but that's kind of the fucking point of TF2.
the original hero shooter.
Oh my, I hate that statement, but you're not wrong. Like,
It is the origin.
it is the
Probably
original
isn't
hero.
the first one, but it's the first like one that actually
Mattered.
took off. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong on that. Like, And I mean, TF2's been around for how fucking long, Danny?
Let's see, when did
Ever.
TF2 come out?
TF2 is inevitable. Every other game's player base might die, TF2's will still exist.
So TF2 came out in 2007.
Oh my god, almost 20 fucking years ago.
The first game came out in 1996.
I was born that year! Jesus Christ!
So Team Fortress was a mod for Quake.
Oh, that's right. That's right, because technically, Counter Strike was a mod for was it a mod for Quake or Arma, the original Arma?
I want to say that Counter Strike was a mod for Half-Life.
Was it?
I want to say it spawned from a mod from Half-Life. Let me see. I'm gonna double check this just to make sure. Counter Strike Source. First person shooter developed by Valve and Turtle Rock Studios. I forgot about Turtle Rock Studios.
It's basically that's probably because they haven't been involved in Counter Strike in a while.
So, you know what Turtle Rock made?
Please remind the audience.
Left 4 Dead. Evolve.
Okay, Evolve was Evolve sucked. Not
Cool
because
concept.
the marketing was really bad.
Cool concept, marketing was bad, and the matchmaking system sucked. Because all the high skilled players got matched with each other, and everybody else just got beat off the game, basically.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then also Back 4 Blood. That's the other game that they made.
Oh, I forgot Back for Blood.
But fuck it, Left 4 Dead and Left 4 Dead 2 is like their magnum opus.
I
Like
mean, in all fairness, that is a pretty good fucking magnum opus.
Left 4 Dead and Left 4 Dead 2. I genuinely there's a part of me that's glad that they didn't necessarily make another entry in the series because you can't really improve on those.
No, you're not wrong, but
Cuz like they
if
tried doing it with Back 4 Blood.
I mean, I don't think Back for Blood was that bad.
It's not bad. It's not Left 4 Dead 2.
I mean, hot take, Danny. I think Back for Blood is still better than 90% of the zombies games that have came out in the past decade.
Oh, absolutely. No, like
Like,
it, it's
like
it's
back,
hard to do better
like it's
than the originator.
comparatively, Back for Blood is still better than 90% of zombies games, especially anything that Treyarch has done.
Yeah, like it's not like all things considered, it's really not that hard to make like a quintessential zombie game. It's really not. Somehow though, somehow they find a way.
Every time,
Like
every time they somehow manage to fuck it up.
then we have like the other one that just kind of like creeps up out of the corner sometimes with Killing Floor.
I
Killing
I never got into Killing Floor.
Killing Floor is one of those. It's like you either love it or you hate it. There's no in between.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like I get the formula of Killing Floor because basically Killing Floor is just Left 4 Dead but English, and you have a shot between rounds. That's about it. That's the only difference.
By English, do you mean British?
Yes,
Okay,
the
I
Queen's
see.
English.
If Cryptic was editing this, I just want him to start playing "God Save the Queen," like,
That's
like,
an appropriate time for it.
yeah, like, because here's the thing, right? Is that I'm inevitably when I go to upload this VOD, I'm gonna let Cryptic know, hey, watch the VOD, make me a thumbnail, And eventually, he's going to take clips from this video and he's going to upload them on YouTube and make them shorts. That's exactly what's going to happen. And eventually, one of those, when you say English, I just want Cryptic to just start blaring "God Save the Queen." Or
uh,
what's the other major English song? Not Greensleeves. That's Renaissance.
that's ye olden. Uh, British Grenadiers.
I don't think it's Old Lang. No, Old Lang Syne's American. Which I think is funny because Old Lang Syne old is spelt in the Gaelic language. It's not OLD, it's AULD. That's Gaelic. At
Yep.
least I'm pretty sure it's Gaelic, or it's close to it. Like, it's definitely not fucking American. I can tell you that much. Also, we don't
It's
spell.
not the Queen's English.
Yeah, we don't spell color with a fucking U. We don't spell flavor with
Uh,
a U. Like, oh my god.
uh, but there's so many that came about at that particular like time. Like there's so many that dropped in that specific time frame that have similar formulas but are different enough that they have different fan bases.
Yeah, well, and the way that I see it is that like it's like TV shows or specifically anime. Because
Yeah.
fun fact, for those of you that don't watch anime, and I'm gonna go on a small little rant here, we are finally leaving the goddamn isekai genre the fuck alone. Holy fuck! Can we stop making isekai with these long ass, stupid ass fucking names? Like, please, what are these names? Like, okay, okay, original isekai that actually like have good names, right? Sword Art Online, pretty straightforward name. It's the name of the game that they are in. Log Horizon, the name of the game they're in. Rising of the
God
Shield
heck.
Hero, kind of long, but it's straight to the point. It's not, I was reincarnated into a villainess because I was a bureaucratic asshole. Like, brother, what the fuck is that name? What is that? What
Some
is
of
that?
them they run out of like simple titles and now they just have to like throw up a bunch of words that somewhat go together.
Well, it's like the phase that we had, right? Because isekai dominated the genre from the 2010s to the 2020, like 2021, 2022. Okay, and if you'll remember correctly, is that in the 90s we had a lot of sci-fi anime, but in the early 2000s we also had the fad of a ton of romance anime, and we're finally getting out of that phase. And that's exactly what's happening with a lot of games, especially like, talking with the zombie games. There was a lot of fucking, like you said, there was a ton of zombie games in that era, and then Left 4 Dead 2 and Call of Duty basically made the quintessential zombie games. The only difference was we never got a Left 4 Dead 3,
Yep.
and Call of Duty sucks dick now. So we don't
Like
really actually have a good zombie game anymore.
they had no competition.
Yeah. And so it's like it's really hard for us to find a fucking good zombie game nowadays.
Like honestly, like the best option for getting that zombie game fixed is literally just playing modded Left 4 Dead 2.
I know, it's so dumb. I mean, look, if you need any convincing, literally just go watch Russian Badger's video on Left 4 Dead 2 and the ridiculous ass mods of being able to play as Master Chief and Pickle Rick. That should tell you enough.
Yeah.
Like, again, mods are a great thing. Mods are good.
Yes, mods make games almost unlimited replayability.
Yeah.
Like, the only limits is your hardware and uh how much heat can you withstand.
I say that as I have an air conditioner currently going right now.
Because I know from several stories of booting up all of the mods that some people have for uh, Skyrim is enough to turn a PC case into an oven.
uh, Not just an oven, it is enough to turn their CPU into fucking liquid. I have seen some horror story cases. Like I saw a case the other day. It was a meme that came up that was like, "Yo, bro, you should play all these mods." Not telling me not to do the mods individually, and you just look at the case, and the entire case is just dripping because it was so hot. It fucking melted. Like, what the fuck is the matter with you?
I mean, it could always be worse. It could be like when Badger was playing 2042, and it
Battlefield
just
20.
exploded.
Yeah, and the fact that World of Tanks console PC sponsored him a fucking PC. Like,
That was
goaded.
rad.
Goaded.
That was awesome.
And all they wanted was, hey, do another World of Tanks PC video. And Badger was like, that's all I need for a free computer? Fuck yeah, bud, I got you. See, that's what I want.
It's
That's the dream.
Yeah, it's like, to be honest though, Badger is that guy that was crazy enough to drop the money for a full-fledged mocap suit. So it's like, I get it.
I
I
mean, it
get
looks good.
sponsoring Badger.
Yeah, it looks good.
Like, dude does all of his animations.
It's so insane. There's a reason why he has
Like,
a video that comes out every 4 months.
yeah, like the amount of work that goes into that is, and he did all of that in fucking Source Filmmaker. Like,
Bro, it's like Source from 2009.
when they actually released an updated version of that, it was like it's like a gift from the gods for the man.
I know they gave him all the textures that he ever wanted.
Yeah, and
Swouse.
somehow still forgot to add them in the Left 4 Dead 2 mods.
Yeah, I know, right?
I love that with the payday crew
Oh yeah, and
T-posing.
they're just fucking T posing. No. All right. Well, I
That's-
think I think it is about time though, Danny, that we do wrap it up because we have crossed the hour threshold.
we did it.
I know we got our content. Let's go. Round of
We
applause.
You know what? I think it is quite the talent that we managed to make over an hour out of two topics.
And both
We did
topics
it.
were roughly about half an hour each.
Exactly.
I know. Oh, goddamn. God bless America. Oh, so, all right. Well, with that being said, Danny, where can they find you?
You can find me on YouTube and Twitch at CatboxDanny.
You can also find me on Twitter at DominiFox1 or on YouTube and Twitch at DominiFox. Thank you all so much for stopping by. We both really appreciate it. We both hope that you all have a wonderful rest of your day. And as always, don't be a sweatlord. We'll see you guys next time.